for checking out. Check it out. Now, listen, I pray none of y'all ever got to deal with the feds knocking at your door, hitting you with an indictment. And y'all know I don't do crime, so hopefully that don't happen to me. But I know I got a lot of gangsters that watch me, man. A lot of gangsters that really tote the straps. They really move the weight. So perhaps this will be you at one point, okay? The reason why, and it's being said that the feds have a over 95, actually I think it's like over 97% conviction rate, is supposedly, and Irv Gotti spoke to this recently, he says supposedly like 80% of these convictions they get are pleas. People don't want to go to court against the feds because the feds come with so much fucking evidence. They got your fingerprint, your DNA, they got all type of shit that basically you're fucked. Right? So people say, yo, I'm a plea guilty. Just don't give me the fucking maximum. All right? Now, even with that, because it's a federal charge, they don't lighten up. It's not like if you were facing 10, they're going to give you 6 months. They still usually want about half of the time served. But again, you don't want the full max if you do go to court with them and get convicted. Now, a popular hip-hop podcaster known as Taxstone held a very popular podcast called Tax Season. He was locked up over the incident at Irving Plaza involving Troy Ave and his bodyguard got killed. They charged Taxstone with carrying the gun into the building and also purchasing that illegal gun from another person in another state. Now, he has pled guilty, and it's kind of a surprising move. He pled guilty, and he will now be sentenced to up to 20 years in federal lockup. Okay, again, the feds usually try to go for at least half the time, which means they probably want to get him at 10 years, which is kind of crazy for just a gun. But having seen the life lost and, of course, the tragedy that occurred that night, you could understand why the feds are kind of adamant about it. But that's not the only thing. Okay, and he's not been sentenced yet, but he's facing up to 20 years, but he has pled guilty. Now, the other thing that people are considering is that somebody got killed. That's Troy Ave's bodyguard, Banger. A murder charge has not been laid down. There's an attempted murder charge on Troy Ave, but is for shooting at someone who he didn't hit. Now, somebody got killed. So there's a murder charge hanging around for somebody. We don't know who it is. Now, the murder charge, and if you're wondering why hasn't the murder charge been given out, the murder charge comes down to state level, right? The feds were doing their case, right? The feds ain't bringing a murder charge. So they brought the gun charge. It looks like this is about to be settled. And now we're going to see if the feds, not the feds, the state government or the state prosecutors, they have a murder charge to drop on anyone. Okay? So right now, Taxstone has pled guilty. He's facing up to 20 years in prison. And again, this is because he pled guilty, okay, to having a firearm as a felon and receiving that firearm through someone else in another state. We will see what happens. I don't know exactly the details beyond that. I pray everybody who's supposedly and allegedly involved, it's not what we think it is. Get the comment, guys, like them, subscribe to Akademiks.